I'm here with Dennis from Proof of Governance. They're doing some truly unique stuff. I'm so elated to speak with them today. We're going to get right into it. Dennis, tell us a little bit about yourself and about your Web3 journey.
Yeah, so a little bit about myself. As you can probably see on my face, I've been doing this for quite some time. Really got into the blockchain about a year ago. We'll skip through some of the slides since we're already doing these introductions. Why I'm doing this is I got rug pulled about a year ago, and instead of becoming a victim, I decided to do something about it. So that's what the whole proof of governance is going to be about. Was I know that others have experienced the same problem in the tune of about $5 billion in losses of these rug pulls. So we got some tech and some solutions that we want to share on this meeting and announce to the world that we are ramping up for business.
Okay, excellent. Delighted to hear it. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about the team?
The majority of it has been me. So I am the founder. I have a wealth of again a wealth of experience in the regulation and governance field. My background was aviation for the longest time, and the team itself. I have another gentleman that is our VP CTO, and he brings the youth and a lot of the blockchain and all the new cool buzz stuff that maybe I'm not the most familiar with, that he brings to the team. Very heavy on the tech. His name's Matthew, and then the other gentleman is Mog Oberhor, and Mog is also very extremely talented, and he brings a lot of the AI and a lot of the infrastructure, and he provides a lot of the uh, advisory to some of the directions. So I might not always be correct in my thinking to begin with, and we have long chats about that.
Okay, great. So I know you told us, you got rug pulled. We love the transparency and honesty. I think we've all been there. But tell us a little bit more about, how impactful this problem is and how far and wide reaching it is.
Yeah, so we identified this problem. So once I experienced it, started doing my research. It took about 3 months to really dig down deep to figure out what were some of the root patterns as to how big this problem was. And as I mentioned a minute ago, it's about $5 billion in losses. So if we were looking strictly at the Solana environment, uh, there's the whole meme token. The meme tokens themselves, that accounts for 98% are rug pulls. So we were really trying to figure out, well, got 2% there that's really trying to figure it out. So how do you get that 2% to kind of boil up to the top so that way they're not lost in all the bad actors that are out there? If we're talking NFTs, that's typically around the 47%. And these numbers are available on the internet. I did the research on that. So this stuff came from like the FBI.gov and things like that to figure out just how big this problem is. And the 5 billion, it's a 45% year over year increase. So the
Wow.
problem's not going away. It's still increasing, and it's because this world is brand new, and of course you always got bad actors in there.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Mhm.
no doubt. Why don't we go ahead and dive into the platform? I'd love to, really truly understand, what makes proof of governance unique. So yeah, if you wouldn't mind sharing and
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
got some slides prepared for us.
Oh yeah, yep. I probably got too many to show. Uh, so you just drive it and say, speed up, slow down. Hey, let's talk about this. So you got plenty of
Sure.
content to work through.
Okay. Awesome.
So tell me when you're able to see it.
All right. There we go.
Got
Yep.
it?
Yeah, we got
All
it.
right. So, yeah, our tagline is we are the mark of verified integrity for inside the Web3. So, this is the agenda. We can skip right through that. So, I've talked about myself,
Right.
talked about Matt. All right.
Uh-huh.
I love that jawline. Mag Oberhor. All right. So I can skip through these slides here to where we're talking about about my personal rug pulling event that
Right.
caught me off guard.
Circumstance. Yeah.
Yeah, and I tell you what, found who they were, reported it, and complete waste of my time. I mean, the government's like nobody cares about how many thousands of dollars you lost. So yeah, so don't want to be a victim again. So I'm doing something about it. So yep, took three months of research and soul searching to figure out what exactly I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. And again, we talked about just how bad this problem is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's see what the analysis brought out on the problems. Okay, again, we're seeing that 45% year over year on the rug pulls. 100,000 tokens each month are being created inside the Solana.
Right.
And being able to find that, who the bad actors are, that's not an easy challenge. Unless you got a PhD in blockchain analysis, the consumer just is not going to do the proper research. So it's not so much we're doing make or buy decisions for people. We are just providing good content for them to make an informed decision. That's really what this is going to be about, the end game. So what are those key findings? All right. Again, we talk about
90%. Wow. Insane.
It's yeah. And those numbers are easy to be identified.
How do you define a scam though? Are these like fraudulent contract addresses or?
So it's everything from everything from pig butchering to honeypots. All right. So if we're talking about the smart contract world, the folks, a lot of the rug pulls usually happen within a 24-hour period where somebody creates a token, starts screaming and hollering, FOMO, FOMO, FOMO. Hey, come buy my token, do the hold. People buy into that, and then the dev walks off. All right, just sees that liquidity pool and walks off.
Yeah.
So that's where the majority of them are. Okay. Again, like I was saying a few minutes ago, that the good tokens just cannot be seen through the maze of the bad actors.
Right. So much noise.
Yes, so much noise. The consumers, again, are not able to find them. All right. So you got the consumer looking, but they don't know how to do it or where to look.
Mm-hmm.
They are not tech savvy. The majority of the consumers are still in the Web 2 world. All right. They just want things to be easy. They don't understand wallets yet. So we're really at that, that chasm of where the tech's trying to go from 2 to 3. So that's where this opportunity is at right now for the governance to help this industry. Okay. Next is that we have the consumer, all the information that's out there, right? You go to SoulScan, talk about the other blockchains, Etherscan, Dex Screener.
Right.
None of that stuff is consumer focused. It's charts and graphs and numbers. It's like, what does that all look like? Okay. Get rid of that. All right. There needs to be a path. All right. So the good Solana tokens. So what we're talking about here is when you say they need governance. Well, what does that mean? Okay. So not only is it what it means, I did a profile on who these dev folks are that are creating these tokens. They're all gamers, all right, so they understand, how badges are, and how do every time you increase in understanding, you level up. So the application that we built is following that kind of line of thought, to where, hey, you signed up, for proof of governance. Hey, you got a badge. You did a KYC, or hey, you are here in the United States and you filled out the federal SEC form, D, or whatever it is. Hey, you got a badge. So this gives you, bragging rights to start saying things differently than those that are the bad actors, because the bad actors won't be able to say that and won't be able to prove that, because these badges are actually soul-bound token NFTs. All right, so they're very easy to be identified.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why they're soul-bound is we also recognize that there are those smart bad actors that will sign up for proof of governance and pretend like they're actually doing something. But once we start, maybe once they sign up and get some of the easy startup badges, when we start looking at their smart contracts, or that they're out there running some volume bots or something like that, those
Right.
are indicators that hey, something's not quite right.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on the responses from that particular token, their proof of governance badges could be revoked. That's where the soul-bound piece comes in. We still reserve that right, that they're not doing something, that we can go ahead and make that particular NFT no longer valid on the blockchain. So that's what's going on with that. Governance and compliance, like I said, is complicated and boring. We're out to make it more like a game, so you can level up, like I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the current world right now is mixed between 2 and 3. So
Yeah.
we also have to have, with the mobile solution, people not just signing up, just using their wallet. We also have to come up with traditional ways for them to sign up, whether that's their Google email, or some other way, Apple Pay, whatever.
Gotcha.
All right, so here's the Solana, and we're out to try to basically put a wrapper around it. All right, and we got 3 technologies. All right, so we got the proof of governance, the B2B, and the B2C. We got Smurfing.gg, and we got the Smurfing, you bet. Yep, we'll talk about that. That's going to be good. And then we got the Swarm Tech AI.
Oh, wow.
All right. So let's
And
talk
these are
about,
essentially like 3 different products in one.
they are 3 distinct products. All right. So,
Okay.
So like I said, I started off with me, and then was able to bring in Matthew and Mog onto this deal. But I started building all this stuff out. So, I've got web apps, I've got mobile apps, I got Telegram bots. I mean, there's a lot of different tech to be able to get to this stuff.
Okay. Excellent.
All right. So the proof of governance, we'll go through that a little bit. So again, we're trying to get through this minefield of the meme coins. Again, it's really 98% of the failure rates. We lack the experience. All right, so you can see how some of these bullet points are kind of redundant. I'm just going to go through them. All right, looking for some straightforward due diligence. All right, so somebody else to do the heavy lifting, which would be proof of governance for that consumer. All right, we got the tiered trust, the key innovations. This was again the main product. So we entered in the Solana hackathon that recently just ended.
Sure.
And yeah, so this was the product that we submitted, and we were very excited just to be a part of that, and running through those sprints. A lot of coffee, a lot of Red Bull, a lot of sleepless nights trying to meet those weekly deadlines that they had out there.
Absolutely.
Yep. All
That's
right.
how we cook at Solana.
Yeah. And so this is a new spin on the competitive edge, which is trying to instill some trust out there. Okay. And of course, the value is we're trying to make this work for the market. So I've got a little bit of to show off on the mobile app. Are you able to see the little mobile app here?
Yeah, yeah.
All
You
right.
mind blowing it up a little bit for us?
Sure, something like that.
Yeah, that works.
All right. All right. So we'll go ahead and get started on this. Excuse me. All right. So verify everything, regret nothing. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sign in. Okay. And this particular sign in is representative of a particular token that wants to sign up and utilize some of the services within proof of governance. So that'll be the first part of the sign in. And then the second part is me being a consumer and coming in and saying, "Hey, I want to just look up a token. Can you tell me something about it?" So that's what this is going to represent. So I'm going to go through someone that's signing up for the first time. Okay.
We've got nice use of account abstraction here.
Yes. Yes. So this is all done in Kotlin and using React. All right. So what we're seeing here to start off with is we have these different panels represent different governance levels. And this is more of a frequently asked question page, or somebody's just being introduced for the first time. Same thing with these charts and graphs. So I really want to focus on the badges. All right. So I see here.
Pretty looking badges.
I got 2 of them for now. I mean, right now we're working on 25 different badges to get those up and running. But you're able to go ahead and just click on each one. And what this is doing by looking at them is you can pick and choose. Hey, I want to go for that badge, or that badge. That looks too hard. All right, maybe I'll do that one later or whatever. All right,
Okay.
but
Yeah, that one's an absolute beauty. I would definitely look up that one for sure.
But it takes 10 weeks to get there.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
for that one. And then this one here. All right, this is where you're in the top 10%. All right, so those that are the early adopters of this are going to get this one right off the top. You're going to be in the top 10.
Okay.
Just signing up early for the outstanding contributions and recognition.
Star badge is lit. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. So what ends up happening with that? Yeah, of course. Trying to get away from this. We go through this 100 times and now it stops working. There we go. All right. Yep. Talk about getting my blood pressure.
They used to always say in Silicon Valley, the funny thing about technology is technology never works, huh?
Yeah. So here we're going to go ahead and go through the validate. Okay. So again, I'm going to go ahead and pick. We'll go ahead and pick this as an item. All right. So it's HTTP TradeBot Cash, and this is a real token. These guys have been really helpful for us. All right.
Okay.
So so since this is a test, I'm just going to go ahead and not really put in a valid address or liquidity wallet. We'll go ahead and continue. This here is where they choose different subscriptions. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do monthly or annual.
And those are correlated with the badges.
So close. Good question. So when you first start off, all right, with the proof of governance, okay, you're a young coin. You don't have a lot of coin, USDC or anything stable.
No bags.
So yes, so you start off at these lower levels. So like for instance, this is the bronze, all right, lowest level.
Mhm.
This is the entry. But as your token grows, all right, whether that's through good volume, whatever your treasury is, these types of uh, KPIs, these key performance indicators, uh, it opens up to more levels and more badges. Okay, so
Mhm.
like for instance, let's say that I created a coin. I'm out there and I'm doing it in Wyoming. Well, Wyoming's got their own special, SEC rules that you got to deal with. Okay, so if
Mm.
you're moving up, you're going to start showing up on people's radar, and maybe not in a good way. So we show you, hey, you're starting to move up before you get some nasty letter in the mail. Hey, these are the things you need to be watching out for. Okay. So we're able to, not give a whole bunch of surprises. So as they move up in the levels, like a game, the bosses get harder. So, and you get more badges along the way. Does that kind of answer the question?
Yeah, absolutely. Very interesting.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and connect my wallet to it. All right. Yeah, I'm going to buy this thing. And the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is, the KYC. That's the first thing out of the box.
Okay.
The KYC, the APIs that we're using are the exact same things that you see with the bigger, multi crypto, multi blockchains that are out there. We're
Mhm.
using the same third party validators. So if you're using your mobile device, you got to go through and either your
Okay.
passport or driver's license, and you got to do the facial recognition. So all of that, we just offloaded that tech that's already been figured out to others, and they just send us back a successful JSON for us to look at to see whether or not it passed.
Okay.
So here's the first soulbound NFT. Okay, so we were successful. So the first one that comes in, all right, is hey, I can see I got my KYC badge, and it also has two QR codes on here. The first QR code is would take you straight to the blockchain itself, to where you go, yep, it's on the blockchain, it's valid. And then the second one goes to our website. And so what you're able to do is you get out there and you start showing this off on the social medias. The consumer can start clicking on these things with their mobile device and
Mhm.
take them right to a independent third party verification, proof of governance, saying whatever they're doing, but we validated, that they're meeting, these, the basic governance, requirements here.
Okay.
So that's what this is all about. And as they move on, they get more badges. So this thing gets filled
Right.
up with a whole bunch
Gotta
of
stack
badges.
them all.
Yeah, yeah, get them stacked up. All right. So now I'd like to go ahead and do a search. So this is me
Okay.
acting like I'm a consumer. All right. So I've
Right.
signed up. All right. So it's a different sign up package, and we're going to go ahead and look up that particular token. Okay. Yep. There's TradeBot. And we're going to go ahead and query. Got it. All right. And it comes up and it gives an overview of, who they are. So right now we're seeing that, hey, and we set this up on purpose.
Wow.
Because this is what a lot of people are going to see. So we wanted to show,
Very specific with that coefficient.
yes. And this is just the overview. Okay. And then it's like, well, how did we get to this? All right. So we just lay it out. All right. So we use a lot of AI to do the analysis and also do the results of, what we're seeing here. So we got issue, trust, we got risk, the value, fees, okay, and liquidity. Where are they at on their liquidity? So and we give these different ranks and scores. So this person here can make a decision. All right, you can go ahead and get caught up in the FOMO, but they're on the the wrong side of the fence. So at least you got an informed risk decision. So this is proof of governance being used by the consumer.
Okay, very cool.
Okay. So let's continue. Okay, so we did the demo. All right, so this is the one that caught your attention. All right, so Smurfit. Okay.
Yeah, the name
Yeah.
alone.
It was selected. It wasn't even on my radar, but had some big time gamers when they were looking at what this thing does. They're
Yeah.
like, dude, and then they had to explain to me what Smurfing was. So there you go. But what we're doing today is that you look at the Soul Scans, the blockchain explorers, like we said, they're boring as heck. Okay, just a bunch of numbers. So
Yeah,
what we're
that is
doing,
so
Yeah,
on
what
point
we're
there.
doing,
They are a
Yep.
mess.
Yeah, they are. You can't tell a good token from a bad token. Everything's boring. And what we're doing is we're sticking a veneer over this stuff. All right, we're not redoing the explorers. We're just putting something on top of them. Okay. What we're putting on top is the ability to do customizable um, front end to those browsers or those scanners, premium landing pages. If you're familiar with Discord and what Discord looks like, we're doing a lot of things along those lines. We're very excited that Discord is staying out of this world because what is it? 3 years ago, they tried to do all this stuff, but because their world is about gaming, they had an uproar. They didn't want the blockchain, in their world. And blockchain 3 years ago is not what it is today. So they are staying completely out of this. So we took some of their ideas to make it more interesting, and you'll see that here in a few minutes. All right.
Okay.
So we're doing a front door. This was very important to us. Is instead of somebody building out and building this front end where they got their images, they got their themes, all of this detail that they took time to build out, that once it's saved, it's an NFT that they own. We're not storing it in a database or anything like that. It's their property. So we're putting a new twist on the NFTs. All right, to where now they're owning their own digital brand, which is some of the future that we said we want Web3 to be. All right, now we've got trust as a service again. We're the first movers on this, so now let's go ahead and take a look at that demo.
I'm stoked to see this because
All
I
right.
love the concept in general of a gamified way to scan.
Yeah. So this guy right here, all right, they're signed up, okay, with the service. So we got the marquee across the top to those that want to be sponsored or featured. That's some premium real estate. But TradeBot looks at this and goes, man, I really like to customize this, make it unique for me. So we'll go ahead and do some customization.
Oh,
And familiar with WYSIWYG? All right, what you see is what you get. All right, it's an old
right.
term.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so I think I'm going ocean this week. Okay, so
Wow.
it gets themed into that ocean look.
With the
Uh,
fit.
yeah.
Clutch. Yeah, looking fly right there.
So for the token, they might get tired of seeing that image. You put an animated image in there, so you can change that out. Social links. Okay, there's no social links in here. So let's say, hey, we finally got our Twitter account up. Okay, and as you see, as I'm typing, it's already showing up so they can see where it's at. And we'll go ahead and do one more. Okay, we'll do Discord.
Okay.
All right. And you can set it up. You can turn them off. You can see it's off.
Wow.
I don't like the look and feel. I want to move this up. So now
Yeah.
Discord's first.
So
And
customizable. Great.
yes, and we've got all of these set up. So we got a lot of socials already set up for folks.
Okay. And what's the benefit of users connecting their socials to this?
Again, what this is going to be able to do is um, instead of them having to build web pages and things of that nature, we want the world to come into this and see this landing page. But if they decide to build more things out from what we are offering here, that they can go to that a particular consumer can go and take a look at what the traffic looks like on their X account, or if they got a Discord server, what does that look like? So again, we got to build things that are familiar with folks today as we're trying to tackle getting them in front of a consumer.
Gotcha.
Okay, Discord, or I mean description. This is where if I wanted to change what all this says, I can do that. We talked about the themes, decorations. Okay, yeah, I want a fire effect.
Load it up. Let's
Yeah,
go.
exactly, that kind of stuff. Subscriptions. All right, if they're wanting to use the basic, or if you want to use the free versions, it talks about what you can or cannot do to customize what you're building out just based on your subscription. Showcases. Okay, this is where we're letting you add some more features and functions to this. The one I like is seasonal. All right, to where we put a lot of international stuff. This is where that Discord thing kind of comes in, to where you can further theme it out. Hey, I want to buy the Christmas one.
Yeah,
So
that's vibe.
some artist built this out and says, yeah, I want to buy that. All right, so that's what the seasonal is. So that's it in general terms, but I want to go a little bit deeper. All right, this stuff here is this is very traditional, but I really need to do something to make it pop. So since I'm logged in as this dev creator, I can come down here into the label customizations. Okay. And let's say I want to go ahead and do a particular one, which is this Mint Authority right here.
Okay.
And the Mint Authority, yeah, give me some rainbow, and give me a key. And oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. So we give this ability across all of these different pieces today.
That's sweet. I love it.
And since TradeBot is set up for proof of governance, this panel will appear. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And here we're this is the future for TradeBot. Here you can see they got all of their tokens. All right, they're at the gold tier. I mean, they're really doing a lot of stuff. And then here we can go through and see all the details about the proof of governance scores and take them over to the portal itself if a consumer wanted to read more about what they're doing. Okay.
Excellent.
So so this is the Smurfing. So this gives a little bit of a wowness to somebody that wants to get out there and do their research. The token creators can tell them, hey, go to this site, Smurfing, and go look us up. And this gives the developer all the wowness that they need.
Excellent. Very cool.
All right.
We've got
All right. Swarm. This is the last one. I swear to you.
The trifecta.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yep. And the reason why we got this trifecta, all right. So, we got the proof of governance. We got the Smurfing, which is a consumer way to start driving some volume. The Swarm tech that we're going to go through, just as an overview, is Um, this is the ability to where you're trying to tell the world that, hey, I got this coin. Everybody come out here and take a look at it. So this is called rating, if you're familiar with those terms. Okay.
Not
And
sure.
what rating is these token creators will go out there and they'll hire, I call them an army of marketing people. All
Sure.
right. That's
Yeah.
really cheap. And all they do is they sit out there on, like on,
Shill.
and chill. You got it. Or
Yeah.
they're out there, finding those that are saying, "Hey, I got a bunch of money. Tell me more." And they go there and they do what they call, these campaigns, these raids. And what we find is that the token creators has all this traffic, but it's costing them money, and they
Yeah.
don't have any idea whether or not the folks that are out there promoting the product
Mhm.
they're doing a good job. How do you identify it? Are they saying bad things? Are they using bots? All right, so you got folks out there saying using bots where they're saying the same thing 1,000 times, and then charging you for this stuff. And the token creator kind of feels like I have no way to figure this out. So we built out some products that help the token creator to do this. So you start to see a theme to where we got all these support tools, and we're trying to do a multi-channel to bring them back to proof of governance. To go, if you're doing all of this, go to proof of governance and sign up, because you'll get these other tools free. All right. We just include that in the package. So that way somebody's not out there spending the same amount of money, if not more, and not really utilizing the entire proof of governance to really make them stand out. So again, I'm just talking about about the Raiders.
Mhm.
This is AI driven, so this is very heavy in the AI. So we're out there, scraping and reading the Twitter, and once we've gone through a raid, we go through an analysis, and then based on the grades that what is it the creator has set these criteria, like, hey, I really want to be heavy in sales, or I want it to be more marketing, and then they got all these sub categories that they can pick from. This helps drive whether or not the raider gets a good grade or not, and then based on the grade is how much how much dust that they are able to get from the token creator.
Mhm. Very cool.
All right. So yeah, so we do automated grading. All right. Smart payroll. This was another big problem that we've identified that the token creators have a concern about, and that is those that are out there promoting it. Man, they want to be paid instantly.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
if you're out there being paid instantly, which is fine, you're going to get hit with a lot of gas. All right, because
Absolutely.
you got 50 people out there that are out there rating 10, 20 times a day, and you think, oh man, I'm giving them 10 tokens of TradeBot or whatever. Hey, it's not really worth very much, but you're really paying for it on the gas, because that's where you're using some SOL.
Mhm.
So we came up with some recommendations about, hey, depending on what you're doing and how you want to raid, you may want to pay weekly. You may want to pay differently. We give you all of these options and recommendations to optimize, your costs as a token creator where you're trying to do some of this marketing. Let's see. So yeah, we've solved this auditing problem on the social medias, and we're trying to de-risk. All right, what what the funds that are being used and what kind of value you're getting out of it. So let's take a quick look at those guys. Okay. Excuse me. Let's bring these guys into here.
Okay.
All right.
You have to tell us too what you mean with that pick and shovel strategy.
Say that again.
The strategy that you were utilizing. I
Yeah.
guess you'll dive into
Yeah.
it.
Pick and shovel. So the pick and shovel, what that term is about
Right.
is during the gold rush, which is what we're in. We're in the digital gold rush.
Amen.
You had people out there that were out there doing the mining. All right. At first it was true mining. We've now moved into the world that we're in now, where people are able to go out to pump fun and now create stuff and don't really know the mechanics underneath it to be able to create tokens. Well, the same thing back in the gold rush days was there were folks that didn't actually do any of the gold mining, but they sold you shovels. All right. They sold you picks. Whether you were successful or not, they still made their money off the shovels and the picks, because you have
That's
to do
right.
that.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're doing the same play to where it's like, whether you're successful or not, you need this tool. All right. If you're, to be able to get out there. So that's what the swarm's about, and I'm not going to go through a raid, because the raids take 15 minutes. We're out there, we're polling, we're scraping, we're looking, we're analyzing, but we just wanted to show this is what the Telegram bot looks like,
Right.
and we've got a whole host of
Wow.
command lines, and if you like to use the front end, you can use the front end to be able to do this process. So what I wanted to be able to illustrate, let me just jump over here, because this really talks about it, is on the website. All right, I really wanted to get into some of the restate some of the main pieces. All right. And that was, here we are going to pay the raiders. Okay. I know when I first got started with paying the raiders, I really thought, how hard could that be, man? Hey, I got some tokens, I got a wallet, somebody, they get the grade, I look up the number, shoot it to them. Again, they got all this scamming that goes on out there, to where they're using fake wallets, that the wallet has never been used on the blockchain. So now I got to pay the rent fees. I wasn't counting on paying rent fees, and all these other little technical things that go on. We check for all of that on your behalf as the token raider. And we actually go through, all right, and this is what you're actually seeing when we're actually out there doing the payments.
Nice.
In the Telegram, it just starts walking you through, what each one is doing, and you get to see this running live. And we've got, 15 different things that we're going through. We're checking to make sure that you got the balance, you got the right tokens, raiders, all right, to where the raider for a given campaign, your agreement is, hey, per raid, say something once. Well, they might get in there and say something 10 times. All right. So we check for that, going, we're only going to pay you one time for this particular raid. So we check for multiple raids. We pull all that information out. And eventually you get down to where you finally get to the end result. And check out this result here. So raids were paid, but Frisco Kid, they didn't get paid because they weren't rent exempt. So they had a wallet, a valid wallet, but it was never used. And this person here, they set their wallet up and it's not even valid. We couldn't even find it. So, they can then reach out back to however they want to handle that particular part of the problem. They can go ahead and talk directly to the creator. But the deal is that we keep all of this. It's history, and they know why they're getting paid or not getting paid. So that's what this is all about.
Cool. Yeah, very clear cut.
Yeah, so that's really what this third piece is all about.
Okay, excellent.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it would be great too to understand a little bit more about the tokenomics.
Okay. All right. So I'll skip back past the product status. All right. Well, exactly where we're at in this technical journey. I'll just skip through this. All right. Let's get to the token. Okay. We'll skip the marketing. Just how big this market is that we're going for.
Oh yeah,
All
this
right.
is huge. Look at that. Super.
Yeah. So the total addressable market, all right, is 36 billion. All right.
Mhm.
And we're only trying to go out of that 36 billion. We're just trying to shoot for 267 million, which would be just 5% of this total market. So real small amount. And we're the first into doing this. So we feel very confident that we can get to that. Same information. All right. Just for those that like it in tabular form. Okay. Those that don't know the definitions, what a total addressable markets are, serviceable addressable, and service obtainable. So we went ahead and put those out there.
Oh yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah. So marketing. All right. So we're going to be doing the Great Crusade. So how are we going to approach this? So it's one thing to build the tech. All right. Because if you build it, they will not come. Okay.
Mhm.
The best products on the market are the products best marketed. All right. So knowing that, uh, some of our first initiatives is dealing with, like we got on here, influencer partnerships. All right. You guys are at the top of the list. So this is one way to get the word out is through these influencers. The other way is we've got the swarm tech. So you got all these raiders out there. You got thousands and thousands of raiders talking up the tokens. So we plan on utilizing them to tell their token creators, hey, you need to use this tool to make it easier for you to pay me. So this
Mm.
is a mouthpiece for us, all right, to get out there and through the raiding communities. And then last but not least is just the traditional way of getting out there and doing marketing. And that's, through these different campaigns, social or otherwise. So we got, again, you see a theme. We like to do these three branches of marketing along with our tech. The financials, you want to skip through that and get straight to the tokenomics, or how would you like to go?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to touch on it, I don't mind at all.
So we looked at what the revenues are. Okay.
Okay.
So what we're going to see through the next few slides, and again, all of this information to be available for folks to download after the fact. You don't have to sit here and figure it out in this short amount of time.
Mhm.
But this is where we're categorizing and cataloging. What are we doing with with the investments? Where are they going? What is that cash flow? That a typical sophisticated investor would want to know these things.
Mhm.
The disbursements. All right, this is where we're talking about the three events and what do the three events look like and why. This is what our allocations of cash looks like. Okay, so you
Okay.
can see the first allocation. We're really heavy in the devs. We got a lot of reserves to throw more devs at this. All right, because we're trying to get everything wrapped up in 3 months. That's what this is illustrating. Here's where we then switch over to phase two is now that we built it, now we got to go tell everybody. So you can see the devs have gone down and now we're really pushing into the marketing side. So this is where our marketing is going for. The third round is where we're moving out of um, this initial so-called startup phase. And now we're going to be more institutional to where we're starting to get ready for Series A, onwards, because I'm getting ready to. Once we get through the tokenomics, I'll show you the fourth thing that I've already got on the business plan that where we're trying to go. Where I'm not talking the billions, we're talking the $130 trillion market, and how all of this moves into that market, which is the institutional stuff. So that's what this is all about, is how we got to get CFOs and more leadership to prepare for that. returns. All right, for this particular round for the was it the SAFT? Um, this is what we're looking at as far as being able to generate cash in the first 3 years and what those returns would look like. Now we're finally getting into what you asked for, the tokenomics. Okay.
Cool.
So the tokenomics, our wondrous government does not make it easy for us here in the States. So in order to set things up, I have to really set up the tokenomics in a way that says, hey, we're not looking for quick, buy and sell transactions. These are going to be long-term investors. If they're long-term investors, they're going to be vetted here in the United States.
Right.
If they're international, hey, we're going to be working on trying to make sure that they're not part of the AML, all right, the anti-money laundering. So you can see where my mind's always at is the governance, how to keep people out of trouble, things of that nature. So we too are, we're eating our own dog food. So once I get this all figured out, all right, I'll be able to express this journey to other valid tokeners to be able to build more badges and say, hey, did you set it up? And are you Rule 144 compliant? No, I don't know. Well, here's how you have to do it. All right. Oh, you did all that? Great. Here's a badge. You go brag about it. So this is the layout of the tokenomics.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So again, what we're trying to do is, these strategic safeguards is we want to keep, we're going to stay out of trouble by being proactive. Okay. The market focus is the mandatory 6 months cliff. All right. So what this is all just basically trying to state is this: we just got these. We want to set up these long-term relationships with these early investors that stay with us. It's not a quick in and out. They're going to make a good amount of return. Okay, decentralized by design. Okay, which is again, everybody can read what that's saying. And again, we're securing ourselves for the next round, which we'll be getting into here in just a few minutes. Okay, Series A ready. I talked about that. This is just a different slide on the same information. I don't have to go through all this again. IP protection. All right. So with all this tech, got a lot of intellectual property. All right. Right now, I've got 29 provisional patents turned in. All right. So what this is saying is I'm trying to build this defensible moat for the intellectual property. Okay.
Right.
So the things that we saw right now, all right, the B2B and the B2C, all right, this is what we're covering with the patents that I've submitted. And then the future, all right, I've got a whole new section on constitutional AI, Web3 Bill of Rights. I got these things called Follow the Sun, 24/7 governance. Tony, if you wanted, I could spend another couple of hours just talking about that, which we're not going to do. But what this is all about, all right, is we're building the flywheel. What I say about flywheel is if I tried to go to Bank of America or whoever that's out there, the big institutional Federal Reserves, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to look at me and go, who are you? Get out of here. But if I come in 2030 going, hey, look at what we got. I've got 1 million tokens that are on this thing. I've got the proof of governance. I got all these things. All right. I can talk and show how we know what we're talking about to where now they'll take a different approach because they're like, oh, you've been doing this for years and you got a good following. I might be interested in what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is our way to get into those institutions. That's what these patents are about.
Okay.
Okay. So this is what the world looks like. All right. So I have been talking about these areas right here: token creator, investor, NFT projects, small DAOs. Eventually, this world's going to get bigger when we move into true B2B, asset managers, the exchanges. All right. Uh, excuse me. Universities. You're probably going, universities, what have they got to do with this? I'll tell you. All right. So I'm going to skip through what the market in the future looks like, other than we're going to be going for 130 trillion
Wow.
in the
Popping.
future. Yeah. So today, with everything that's happening today, okay, we're not even at 1% of the blockchain is handling those real world assets. We're not
Right.
at 1% yet.
Yeah. I saw
So
that at Breakpoint.
it's just it's crazy that take the time and look around, because these are exciting new times. If you're on this call, you're on the leading edge of opportunities. So same type of a deal of what does that total market look like? And again, we're only trying to do that 5%. And if we did, we move from the M to the B's for this thing, for just trying to capture a small 5% of the market.
Mhm.
All right. Same as before. This is just a grid view for those. I talk about the same definitions. Okay. Here, I'll just, I'm trying to really get to a really good slide. This is what the commercial segments look like. So,
Gotcha.
yeah. So when we look at it, there's three segments. All right. Again, that's a theme of mine. It's not the blockchain. That's 248 million. It's not enterprise software. Enterprise software today we know is software as a service. All of those big guys. That's a big number. What we're really going for is that institutional financing, the trillions of dollars that's moving around the world. Okay, social impact. This is very important to not only to me but my team. Is we recognize that when we move into this world, we are forecasting 1.5 million people going to lose their jobs at the big four financial consulting firms. All
Oof.
right. Yeah, it's how things are. You either adapt or go do something else. So I had a moral obligation when I was doing this. I started recognizing this, believe it or not, when I was taking some courses at MIT back in 2019, and I was talking about this. So when I got serious with this product with the team, I started dusting off some of my documents back then. And what came out of that is a 91 page, all right, university curriculum outline. Okay. So this is basically saying, how can I retool for this new governance that's coming, that's going to be digital? It's not going to be paper anymore. It's all going to be on the blockchain. How do I move from, in those big consulting firms to be more nimble and new? And right now, I'm currently collaborating with the University of Missouri, Kansas City, and this is another revenue stream to where we're going to be out there teaching proof of governance, all right, to that 1.5 million, and be able to replicate that to the different universities. So
Mhm.
that way, when we come online, we're going to have these people ready to utilize the tools. So
Excellent.
we're really
Excellent.
trying to think. We're really trying to think ahead. And again,
Yeah.
this is very important to us.
Absolutely. Dennis, we're going to have to actually jump to
Okay.
another stream in a minute here, but I just wanted to
Oh,
round
there
things
it
up.
is.
It's been, phenomenal hanging out with you, and you're such a, wealth of information. Where can we find more about proof of governance and about you and the team?
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and make sure that we get posted, because we also had several questions that I was expecting. So yeah, you can go out to proofofgovernance.ai. We'll do that.
Sure.
Also, let me get to the very
And
end.
yeah, and we'd love to have you on another stream. I know we're going to chat soon. So well, I know there's a lot more to
So,
come.
yeah, so we also have this Google Drive that's got the presentation, supporter benefits. So we didn't get a chance to get into. So there's a lot of bonuses that we're also going to be providing for the early supporters that are putting into this token. All right, where they're getting additional percentages as we hit our marks. So there's a whole section in there on that. And of course, the investor disclosure document, we got to do that to stay compliant. All right, because that's what we do. So all of this information is out there. We're also going to be putting these links out there on our X. Looks like we're done. Yeah, so it's going to be out there on X under Proof of Gov. So we'll have it in several places out there.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you so much, Dennis. Greatly appreciate it. Amazing work, the trifecta, proof of governance. Thank you so much.
I'm excited. Hey, thanks for having us, and thanks everybody for joining.
Excellent. Thanks.
Bye.